It's 5:45 p.m., which means it's time for BCTV's Nightly News Roundup. I'm Roland Boyden alongside Joe Bushy, and this is 5:45 Live. Joe, it's now become customary for you to give our listeners a little peek at what's coming down the pike here, so I'll turn it your way.
Well, all right. Tonight, Town Manager Barb Sondag sets it straight at last night's Selectboard meeting. We'll talk about the latest car accident YouTube post, and apparently the weather's heating up a little bit.
All that and more. We do it in 15 minutes, so if you've got the time and the attention span, stick with us here on 5:45 Live. Welcome back to this June 20th, 2012 edition of 5:45 Live.
I missed that one.
Yeah. All right, welcome back. That's the latest YouTube post tracked down by Search and Brattleboro, as is our job here, as we track down everything on the web. That's from the YouTube user Mr. Boblick, and it's of a car accident on the corner of Main and Flat Street. And while the 5:45 Live team has yet to confirm the facts, we're putting it in the category of unsubstantiated rumor. You be the judge for yourself. We've slowed it down a little bit. Let's take a look. Here it comes. I don't exactly know what the team has to do to verify this, but I hope they can do that.
Trick.
Some of the best of YouTube. All right, Joe, I'll turn you loose on this here script.
All right, we'll start with the Reformer Roundup for today. A young Bellows Falls couple had to be extracted by rescue after careening over a waterfall while swimming in the off-limit stretch of Saxton's River known as Twin Falls. Late Monday, Vermont Yankee was forced to reduce to 38% power. Workers identified a faulty drive motor which had started smoking. No word on when the repairs will be made, but an NRC rep told the Reformer they expect the motor will need to be replaced. And while the plan to demolish Kipling Cinema to make way for an Aldi's discount grocer has the town's blessing, and more importantly, the required permits from the DRB, the Vermont Agency of Transportation has now intervened, and while they hold no direct authority over the build, their lack of cooperation will likely stall the project until the parties can work through the state's concerns.
Just a sample of what's in the Reformer from both yesterday and today. Joe, if our listeners want more than the one-sentence review, they can go to reformer.com. You don't even need the Brattleboro. They've got smartphone and tablet apps as well. And, of course, I'm sure what would tickle them the most, tickle their fancy, is for folks to pick up a subscription or a piece of real paper off the newsstand as well. Again, reformer.com as we round it up. All right, we'll go back into the newsroom here on my side, which means I again get to queue up the newsroom here. There it is. Hey. Now it's over my shoulder. All right, back into the newsroom, and with that we'll talk heat wave. For anyone that's been outside, news of a heat wave should come as no surprise, with predicted temperatures tomorrow peaking around 100 degrees Fahrenheit and hovering between 80 and 90 through the weekend. And we've got a little weather shot here as well. If we can jump back into the where's our split screen here? There it is. This is off of the Weather Channel's page. You can see it's just solidly in the red there all through. Of course, we're not going to get quite up to 130 degrees, but we'll definitely be above 80 all the way through the weekend before it cools down next Monday. Joe, before we move on with the stories, while we're talking heat, a couple advisories here, and the first is dogs in cars is a terrible idea. You've seen those signs all around town: hot oven, hot car. It's the same thing. You've got a dog in your oven. That's never pretty.
Don't do it.
Yeah, you just got to make sure, leave them at home or take them outside with you. It can get really bad. The other advisory we've just been sent a note for is to make sure that if you're trying to keep cool overnight, you don't sleep through the night directly in close proximity to your air conditioner. That can also be a really bad thing to go through. So there's our off script, as you can tell, advisories as it relates to weather, and there you go. With that, we'll jump into the next story, and I think
Selectboard report.
Yeah, I think perhaps it's me as well. There we go. We'll go back into the newsroom, and we'll even put the select board report image over the top here. There we go. All right, it may have occurred 3 months and 8 select board meetings ago, but a stray dog that was shot and killed by Brattleboro police after it was discovered roaming in the Crow lot in Brattleboro still has some local citizens up in arms. At last night's regularly scheduled meeting, town manager Barb Sondag showed her stance on what's now become a long-running issue. We've got that clip for you from last night's meeting.
If we spend all of our time focusing on how the police or how the Humane Society is going to respond to animals that are running loose or animals that are, we've missed the cause. We've missed the cause of the event.
Footage from last night's meeting where, in addition to the continuing dog saga, social media was a hot topic as Select Board member Ken Schneck continued his quest to make utilizing tools like Facebook and Twitter to further engage citizens. Open meeting law has long been complicated by the emergence of email, which must be considered part of public record if it is used by town officials to discuss municipal matters. But sites like Facebook offer means of communication that's much harder to track, leaving the board wondering just where the legal line is.
Last year, Secretary of State Jim Kondos led his team on a statewide tour to discuss the evolution of open meeting law in the internet age, saying that, while it could pose new challenges for municipalities, ultimately the concerns are the same.
If you have good management of your public records and you follow the law, it's not going to affect you.
Next, it was one of 545 Live's first stories last year, the Windham County Relay for Life. Part fundraiser, part marathon, part camping trip. The relay has spent the better part of a decade giving cancer survivors, their loved ones, their friends and families, and those who've lost friends and family to the world's most prolific disease, a chance to make public their struggles and triumphs, and to raise funds and awareness for the cause.
And Joe, what I want to do is take a little 545 Live rewind in time. This is where we dig deep back into the archives, see what we can come up with, and take a look, as you mentioned, one of our very first stories, so something I'm particularly excited to go back to. You were the one that taped this on a Nikon still camera, I believe. Really, once you've been there, and or even just seen some of the footage, you really realize what a remarkably unique event this is.
Let's go.
I am walking for the Relay for Life for myself. I am a 2-year cancer survivor, and it's a great cause, so I do it every year.
Hi, Christiana and myself, Mark, are here tonight to help and support the people that are survivors like Christiana is, and for all the people that never know if they're going to be afflicted with any types of cancers or leukemias, that are going to need the support of other people.
And we'll get Fish talking about the event as well.
We're looking to achieve our goal of over $100,000, and how we're going to do that? Well, we're going to ask you to form a team and get involved in the relay and raise some money. That's a big part of how we do things.
And with that, Joe, we'll wrap up the show for today on kind of a haphazard Wednesday. I'll say thanks for joining me at the desk. Before we go, I just want to, I know we played a little sample of this on Monday's show, but it was just so fantastic that I want to do a little outro on it again. This is a dance performed at Leland and Gray's graduation, which is going to show in its entirety, not just the dance, but the whole commencement ceremony later this week on BCTV Channel 10 and be available to watch at your leisure on our video on demand at brattleboro.tv.org. This was just a really fun thing to have basically come out of nowhere on the show. So you'll get to see that as we wrap up. In the meantime, for BCTV and 545 Live, I'm Roland Boyden alongside Joe Bushy. Thanks for stepping in with me at the desk. We'll be back Friday with a heck of a show. We'll do a live Skype cast there as well.
And don't forget, tomorrow, Thursday, from 2 to 6 at the Crow Lot in Brattleboro, it's National Go Skateboarding Day, and the Basic Skate Park group will be there celebrating National Go Skateboarding Day from 2 to 6. You can stop by. There'll be prizes. There'll be contests. There'll be a lot of people there, a lot of information. There'll be drawings at the skate park. Stop by. If you have any interest in skateboarding, stop by. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring your skateboard. We'll see you there.
Absolutely. All right, that's about all I got, Joe. Thanks for joining me here. All right, thanks to all the 545 Live team members out there that make it tick, and to you viewers who make it something worth doing. We'll be back Friday. Hopefully you'll check in with us then. All right, night, everybody.
The one with the long legs, we're on. Ooh, okay, nice job. I think I'm